Morning, everyone. So back at it again. It's been very cold. It snowed a lot here. It was actually below zero. It was 2 degrees one day, so it's kind of hard to get out here and work. But I did get a little bit of stuff done, and just wanted to give you a little preview of what it's looking at the moment. But before I get into everything that was done, let me show you how I actually removed the FlipPac from the truck by myself. I put together a little video on that. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so while this is in the truck, let me just kind of give you an idea of what I had done this week. A few other things I'll show you once I pull it off. But before, I was talking about how this was flexing in. And what I did is I tied in a 2x6 that goes all the way under here and then comes back up here. You'll have a better view once I pull it out. And it's made this completely solid now. So this doesn't move at all. So I actually made this to run with the contour of the bed. You can see that it's more narrow in the front and wider in the back, because that's how the Dodge bed is. And then in the front, the bed actually curves in, but what I did is I ran this straight because the FlipPac actually runs straight in the front too. So what's going to happen here is this is actually going to come up another 3/4 inches, because I have a one of the plastic rails that goes along the bed here that I'm going to add, and then I'll also have the rubber seal that will go along here. So this will be built up, and the theory behind putting the plastic bed rail that goes right here is the FlipPac's going to come about. It actually sticks off of this pretty far. It's a pretty wide camper shell. So when the water runs down, it's going to run down here, and then it'll run down here, and then I want it to drip down. There'll be a seal underneath, and that'll help keep any type of water penetration going through here. Since this will be exposed, I'm going to actually fiberglass this part too. So I don't want to have any delamination when I put it all together. So that's what it's looking like inside the truck. Give you guys a good view. Oh, one of the other things, I could probably talk more about that or just talk about it now, is this is where the FlipPac actually lands. So the FlipPac, imagine it hits right here. So my plan is, I'll be able to run electrical boxes right up here too. It'll all make that, it's kind of hard to explain it. Once you see the FlipPac on there, I can explain how I'll build it up and actually make that railing work perfectly. So that's where it's at on the truck. Let me go ahead and get it pulled off real quick and kind of go over some of the other things I worked on this last couple of weeks and what I'll be working on for the next video. So I did get the hinges, most of the rust off of the hinges, the locking mechanism here. These are aluminum, so what I'll do is I'll actually polish these up. These won't be any problem to get cleaned up. I'll replace these with stainless steel, and I'm not sure why all of this hardware wasn't stainless, so it's gonna rust as soon as I put it back on. But my plan is I don't want to paint it, because I know that it's just, the paint's gonna break through and rust again. Pretty much anything you do, since it's not stainless, it's going to rust. So my plan is to blue these, can't blue these, and then oil them, and then just keep them maintained with some oil. I think that's about the best way to do it. I mean, if you painted them, it's gonna end up rusting on the threads. It's gonna end up rusting inside of that nut there. and you'll probably end up developing some rust in here. So I feel like the blue and the oil would probably be the best way to go. As far as inside the FlipPac, I actually removed absolutely everything now. All the carpet's gone. This is where the FlipPac actually had the lights. They were probably epoxied in with they had some OSB that the lights attached to, so I got those off, ground them all down. The reason why I removed those is because this will all be insulated, so I want to make sure that I have a flat surface to glue the insulation to. So in the future, those will be removed, those metal bars going through there, the metal tubing, and I'll have to replace that because it started rusting. I showed that in a previous video about the FlipPac failures and the problems that they have with the rust. You can see it coming through there. So I'll go ahead and later, not working on that, I'm gonna actually put this back on the truck, and I have to do a few moves from another property, move some stuff into our property, so I need to put this back on my truck. So that's later on in the build. I'll worry about that. Right now what I'm concentrating on is the base, and then once I get the base done, I can go ahead and match this up, mate it up to the base, and then start working on the interior of this. All right, so as far as these rails, I was going to do a 2x10, but then when I got the 2x10s and I started playing with them, I was like, these are really heavy, and I noticed a lot of them had cracking in the middle of them, and I started thinking that if I'm going to rest the FlipPac on the edge of this, there's a chance that that 2x10 could break. So I decided the best thing to do was to get my 3/4 inch plywood and glue them together, and then create these pieces right here. So I think this is much stronger. In fact, I know it's much stronger for what I'm trying to accomplish. And as far as getting them tied into this base here, I used some carriage bolts with some torque washers here, and then they're tied in down here really tight. So I'll cut those off before I put in the insulation. But this thing, it's unbelievably strong. It doesn't bend or budge at all. I was a little bit nervous that it might pull out a little bit from here, pull down, but it's really tight in really strong. I'm not worried about that at all. One of the other things that I worked on was getting the electrical ready through this little, what I'm calling my utility tunnel. So I drilled all the holes for that. Go a little bit more in detail as far as the electrical. Let me come around here. Drilled it all the way around. So the concept is that, I'll go more into detail. I'll get one of my boxes and kind of show you how it's going to work. Electrical will come in here, go down there, be able to tie in up there in that corner. So I'll have a socket there, socket here, socket there, socket there. Okay, now that I got the power station in and the box in, I'll show you how it looks. My plan is, well, I'm actually going to, this is how the system's going to work. So what I'll do is I'm going to drill a hole here, and then I'm going to mount this plug here. So the concept is that I will have an Anderson connection from there going through the hole, and then it's going to go right into this plug right here. So if I don't want to travel with the boxes, I can still have the power station out here and plug it in and still have power. I don't know why I would want to have to travel without the boxes, but for any reason I do, then I can always go ahead and still have the power here. My plan is to pretty much permanently always have this box in. So the power station will be here. Planning on putting a refrigerator here or there. It just depends on where it fits. So that'll all match up really nice. And like I said, there will be power in every corner. As far as lighting, I'm not going to overthink it, and no fancy lights or anything like that. I might just put a couple of cigarette and put some 12-volt lights, something over there, just a couple of lights on that section over there, maybe one for when you enter the back of the sliding camper. But I want to keep it a really simple system. It's such a small area, it's nothing that I really have to worry about making it too difficult, not living in it permanently. As far as the AC, I'm not going to run any AC, and the reason why is I don't really plan on having any AC products back here. However, if I do have something that I need AC for, my plan is just put a little notch here, and then I can always run the cord into here, into this station. So I'll still have AC, again, keeping it really simple. I'll have AC, and then I'll have DC in all the four corners. So that's it for this, the electrical system. As far as what I'm planning on doing for the next video is I'm going to get all of the wiring ran, get all the insulation in all the way around, and try and get the whole exterior sheathed. That's pretty much it for the next week, what I'm going to be working on. Nothing big, but it's all starting to come together. It's all starting to look like something. I think that you guys can kind of start to understand the concept of what I'm going to go with. Anyways, hope you liked that video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.